Let's switch our attention to the matches that took place on Friday in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying, shall we? Starting off with Colombia against Uruguay. Ali, Uruguay, of course, took a lot of criticism after that defeat against Ecuador. This was quite the response.
It was, and it was an opportunistic, effective, efficient performance from Uruguay. Colombia, with all the possession, the passing around, the movement of the ball, but nothing really effective with that possession. And instead, what they did was, well, turn the ball over in bad areas. And when they did that, Uruguay was there to say, hey, yes, we can take full advantage. And it started with Cavani, and that comes with Yerry Mina, comfortable on the ball. He's looking great. He's dancing on the ball. He's going to pass it at the back. Turnover, Cavani gets on the end of a pass, and then it's 1-0. You think, okay, well, Colombia, here's where they turn it around. They're going to build momentum. And they had enough possession to do that. But guess who turns the ball over coming out of the back? Well, not Yerry Mina, but, James Rodriguez, one of your big guys, your superstar. He turns the ball over. Now Uruguay goes on the attack. They draw a penalty. Now it's 2-0, and Colombia is chasing the game. Eventually becomes 3-0. And it is the best example I can give you of the cannibalism that exists in CONMEBOL, where Ecuador can beat Uruguay, Uruguay can beat Colombia, so on and so forth. They all take points away from each other, and it makes it into a big old mess in the middle of that standing.
It makes it fascinating for those on the outside looking in, Jules, but this was so much needed, wasn't it, from Uruguay?
Yes, you're right. They needed a reaction after the defeat against Ecuador, and they got that because, like Ali said, they were so clinical in both boxes because they had, I think, 4 shots on target. They scored 3 goals. The third one from Darwin Núñez, by the way, who had been really good, especially in the Europa League in Europe with Benfica, not so much in the Portuguese league, but certainly also had a big impact when he came on at halftime in that game in that second half against Colombia. But also defensively, I thought Jimenez was very good in midfield. Bentancur and Torreira had a great game as well to nullify the attack from Colombia, leaving them the ball but just not conceding anything, no spaces, no chances, nothing. And it was really impressive, and they had to do that before playing Brazil on Tuesday, of course.
Brazil go into that game after another win. This one maybe not as convincing as we've seen so far in qualifying. And this one, Ali, this stupid game just gave you that little bit of hope maybe at one stage you could get something from it.
Yeah, because if there was ever a time to play Brazil, this seemed to be it. Brazil minus Neymar, Brazil minus Coutinho, they look very ordinary, very predictable, very slow in the possession of the ball. And Venezuela, give them credit, very well organized behind the ball, making it difficult and uncomfortable and frustrating for Brazil. Brazil, of course, created a couple of chances, but you expect that to happen. And of all the plays that end up in a goal, it's a cross to the far post that Darwin Machis is trying to clear the ball, gets in between 2 Brazilian attackers. It's uncomfortable with the clearance and ends up knocking the ball down for Roberto Firmino for a tap-in. It wasn't much about the creativity of Brazil as much as it was an unfortunate mistake by Darwin Machis, who had been very good covering defensively and doing a lot of work down the right-hand side defensively for Venezuela. For Venezuela, moral victory doesn't get you too far in CONMEBOL standings. As for Brazil, they take the 3 points, but they showed how limited they can be when Neymar is not in the starting 11.
Meanwhile, Chile registered a 2-0 victory, but the big talking point around the Chilean camp is this kind of international war against Inter Milan. Rueda coming out and saying that basically Inter have overworked Alexis Sanchez. And I thought what was interesting, the really strong words, Jules, that we heard Inter put out in that statement saying that the claims were unacceptable, offensive and inaccurate.
Yeah, Inter not happy at all by the criticism coming from the Chile national team and responding to it in a way that we rarely see, really. I mean, we know the club v country battle, we've had that in many places, but to be so aggressive like that against each other, it was quite remarkable. Alexis Sanchez, obviously, who then went to Chile, got injured again. Inter was saying, like, we're not happy that he got injured while away with Chile. We said he should not have gone. Chile saying, yeah, but you worked him hard. You worked him too hard when he was with you before coming to us. And they were just like sending the ball back at each other in each other's court. And I mean, there's no answer anyway. It's a shame for Chile that Alexis wasn't there. And it's a shame for Inter that he got injured again. And he will be missing for them after the international break. But it's just one of those things. But the way they went at each other was really incredible.
That victory for Chile then lifting them up to 6th in the table. It's their first win of the qualifying campaign. They're chasing Brazil, of course, who are now the only perfect side. Argentina, of course, dropping points on Thursday.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.